Have you ever stopped to think that perhaps everything you seek, balance, protection, abundance, and even answers to life's mysteries, is already within you, just waiting to be awakened? The truth is, many people see magic as something distant, almost inaccessible, when in reality it pulsates in every element of nature, in every cycle of the moon, in every breath of spiritual energy that surrounds us. Controversial, perhaps. But that's precisely where the secret lies. It's not about memorizing ready-made formulas, but about beginning a journey of spiritual awakening the right way. While some believe Wicca is merely spells or complicated rituals, few realize that true strength lies in simple foundations. The heart's intention, connection with the elements, the discipline of recording learnings, and the ethics of respecting life. Counterintuitive, yes, because it's not about asking and receiving as if by magic, but about learning to walk in harmony with the sacred and discovering the divinity that dwells within each of us. And the reward, swift and transformative. From the very first contact with the spirituality, one feels the energy flow, as if an invisible door had opened. With each protection ritual, each candle lit, each word written in the Book of Shadows, white magic manifests itself in the form of balance, wisdom, and abundance. Curious? Then get ready, because this journey goes far beyond what you imagine. The Wiccan journey doesn't begin with lit candles or stones arranged on an altar. It begins much earlier, within the mind and heart. It's the moment someone feels that silent calling, almost an ancestral whisper, that everything truly begins. This spiritual awakening is like a spark of magic that arises within, bringing to light the need to reconnect with the sacred, with nature, and with one's own essence. It's at this stage that the genuine desire to seek balance, wisdom, and spirituality is born. Those who decide to embark on this path realize that it's not about following rigid rules, but about opening space for a deep connection with the elements, the cycles of the moon, and the invisible energy that permeates everything. The secret lies in understanding that true power doesn't come from outside, but from recognizing that it has always been present within you. White magic, at this point, manifests as a conscious choice to pursue a life of harmony and purpose. A good exercise for those taking this first step is to observe the world around them with fresh eyes. Sitting in a park, listening to the sound of the wind, feeling the texture of the earth between your fingers, noticing how the moon changes shape each night. All of these are already spiritual practices. Small daily rituals, such as giving thanks for the water you drink or visualizing protection while lighting a candle, strengthen your intention. This is how the circle slowly forms, preparing the ground for the next step, creating a sacred space where energy can flow even more intensely. Once the intention is born in the heart, the next step is to give form to this calling, creating a sacred space. It doesn't need luxury, much less secrets hidden in old books. A simple corner of the room, a small table, or even a shelf can be transformed into an altar. White candles for protection, crystals like quartz for energy, and herbs like rosemary for purification are powerful allies. Each chosen element carries a spiritual energy that enhances connection and opens pathways for white magic to flourish. A sacred space is like a mirror of the soul. It reflects the journey, balance, and harmony one seeks. It is on this altar that one will light candles during rituals, draw a circle for protection, and feel the power flowing in every detail. It's not just about decorating, but about creating a meeting point between the material and spiritual worlds. The simple act of arranging this space is already a spell of awakening, as each stone, each herb, and each candle carries intention and energy. To get started, simply start small. A white candle, a glass of water representing the element, a quartz stone, and a handful of dried herbs. If possible, add moon symbols or images of deities that convey a sense of protection and strength. The secret is to keep the altar alive, changing the water, cleaning the burned candles, and giving thanks for the elements. It is through this daily care that spirituality takes root, and the energy begins to pulse more intensely, preparing the ground for a better understanding of the role of the elements in Wicca. In Wicca, everything revolves around connecting with the elements, as they are the foundations of magic and spirituality. Earth, water, fire, and air are not just symbols. They are living, ancient forces that sustain the balance of the universe. Each represents an aspect of life and the soul. Earth brings stability and protection. Water flows with healing and emotion. Fire radiates strength and transformation. And air inspires wisdom and knowledge. Understanding these pillars is like discovering the hidden secret of how energy moves within and without us. A simple example is lighting a candle. Fire, while breathing deeply. Air, feeling your heart calm. Water, and keeping your feet firmly on the ground. Earth. In this short ritual, all the elements are present, creating harmony and awakening spiritual awareness. This practice shows that spellwork is not something distant or complicated, but a way to align with the natural balance of the cosmos. With each magic circle, the presence of these elements amplifies the energy and strengthens the connection with the sacred. For beginners, it's helpful to choose objects that symbolize each element on the altar. A stone or salt for earth, a chalice with water, a candle for fire, and incense for air. These objects act as portals, allowing the energy of the elements to manifest in rituals. When used with intention, they not only awaken spirituality but also reveal the mystery of how nature speaks to us. And by observing the moon illuminating each practice, the power of these elements intensifies even more. Ah, the moon! It is one of the greatest allies on the Wiccan journey. Since ancient times, lunar cycles have guided rituals, spells, and celebrations because their energy influences both nature and the human spirit. For beginners, observing the moon's phases is like deciphering a hidden secret. At the new moon, intentions are planted. At the waxing moon, power is strengthened. At the full moon, abundance is celebrated. And at the waning moon, what no longer serves is released. This simple habit powerfully awakens spiritual connection. Imagine choosing a full moon night to light a white candle and give thanks for the month's achievements. This small ritual creates such intense energy that it seems to open an invisible circle of protection around you. Or, use the waning moon to write on a piece of paper what you wish to leave behind. Fear, insecurity, harmful habits, and then burn the paper as an act of liberation. These are simple gestures, but charged with white magic, which bring balance and healing to your spiritual journey. Spiritual awakening becomes even more profound when one understands that the moon is not just a star in the sky, but a silent deity that guides spirituality. Many beginners choose to keep a lunar calendar in the Book of Shadows to track the cycles and plan rituals in tune with this ancient force. This knowledge brings harmony and strengthens the connection with the energy of the universe, preparing the heart for the next step, learning to cast a magic circle and ensure protection in the first rituals. When someone decides to begin their Wiccan journey, one of the first lessons learned is the importance of protection. The magic circle is not just a beautiful symbol, but an energy barrier that surrounds and protects the practitioner. Casting it is like drawing an invisible wall that keeps out unwanted energies while simultaneously concentrating the power of the ritual. This simple gesture instills confidence, strengthens spirituality, and demonstrates that balance begins with inner security. A practical example is to use incense to mark the space, walking slowly in a circle and visualizing a bright light rising around you. Then, you can recite a prayer of protection, something like, "May the light of divinity surround me. May no evil cross this sacred circle." This combination of words, intention, and energy creates a powerful spell of harmony and healing. The feeling of peace that emerges at the end is proof that the white magic has already begun to work, even in small spaces. This ritual can be performed without complications. All you need is a candle, a stone, or even just mental visualization. The secret is to align intention and heart, because this is what opens the doors to spiritual mystery. Beginners who regularly practice this circle will notice that, little by little, the protection extends to their daily lives, bringing strength and balance. And it is in this safe environment that the desire to record each experience is awakened. Which brings us to the next essential step, the Book of Shadows. No spiritual journey is built solely on memory. The Book of Shadows is like a silent companion, guarding the secrets and wisdom the practitioner discovers along the way. It records rituals, spells, dreams, reflections, and even small everyday signs that carry spiritual power. This habit of writing strengthens the connection with the sacred, as it transforms isolated experiences into solid foundations for practice. It's as if each word were a seed planted in fertile soil, ready to blossom into knowledge. For beginners, there are no hard and fast rules. It could be a simple notebook, a cloth-bound journal, or even loose sheets kept in a folder. The most important thing is that it's a private space, treated as sacred. Imagine recording the sensation of a full moon ritual, or noting the effect of a protection spell made with rosemary and quartz. This record isn't just a memory, but a way to continue spiritual awakening, creating a circle of continuous learning. Over time, the Book of Shadows becomes a mirror of the journey. It reveals mistakes, successes, discoveries, and even hidden patterns that go unnoticed in everyday life. Many practitioners, upon rereading their notes, realize how they have grown in spirituality, balance, and wisdom. This practice not only strengthens the connection to magic, but also ensures that knowledge is not lost. And alongside this book, natural allies, herbs, and crystals appear, further amplifying the energy of those first steps. In Wicca, nature is a master and generous, offering the greatest secrets of power in its simple forms. Herbs and crystals are ancient allies, carrying specific energies that aid spiritual awakening. Rosemary, for example, is known for its cleansing and protective power. White quartz, with its pure energy, amplifies spirituality and brings balance. And white candles function as portals of harmony and light. These fundamentals are like magical tools that the beginner can use to create rituals of healing and abundance. For beginners, it's not necessary to have an extensive collection. 3 or 4 elements are enough to start an effective energy circle. Imagine lighting a white candle, holding a quartz crystal in your hands, and burning a sprig of rosemary, visualizing your home being filled with protection and peace. This simple white magic ritual not only raises energy but also strengthens spiritual connection. It's in this daily practice that power is revealed in seemingly small but profoundly transformative gestures. Over time, curiosity leads to exploring other options. Lavender to bring harmony to sleep, amethyst to awaken intuition, or even cinnamon to attract prosperity. Each herb and crystal has its own story, its own strength, its own silent divinity. By integrating these elements into the journey, the practitioner realizes they are not walking alone, but in harmony with natural allies. And it is precisely in this enthusiasm that the necessary precautions arise. How to avoid common mistakes that can hinder spiritual evolution. Every beginner feels that anxiety of seeing quick results, but magic doesn't work like an on-off switch. One of the most common mistakes is rushing, wanting to master all the rituals at once or expecting a spell to bring abundance overnight. Wicca is a journey of spiritual awakening, and like any journey, it requires patience, balance, and discipline. Just as a plant needs time to grow, spirituality flourishes when cultivated with care and respect. Another common mistake is disrespect for the elements or sacred space. Lighting a candle without intention, casting a magic circle haphazardly, or using herbs and crystals without understanding their energy weakens the ritual. The power of practice lies in the secret of mindfulness. Each gesture must carry meaning. For example, burning rosemary for cleansing is not just a physical act, but an invitation for the hidden energy of the environment to be transformed into harmony and protection. There are still those who seek only material results, forgetting that Wicca is, above all, spirituality. When the focus is solely on attracting prosperity without seeking balance or connection with the sacred, the energy becomes unbalanced. The power of white magic manifests best when divinity, free will, and ethics are respected. Therefore, each mistake can become a valuable learning experience, preparing the practitioner to understand even deeper principles, such as the law of return and Wiccan ethics. At the heart of Wicca, ethics are as important as any spell or ritual. There's a principle that echoes as a constant reminder. Do what you will, so long as it harms none. This wisdom shows that white magic isn't just about power, but also about responsibility. Every gesture, every word, every thought carries energy, and spiritual awakening occurs when the practitioner realizes they are shaping not only their own life, but also the balance around them. The famous law of return teaches that everything sent out into the universe returns multiplied. It's like throwing a stone into a lake. The ripples expand and return to shore. If a person sends out harmony, abundance, and healing, this energy returns to them with ancestral strength. But if they spread imbalance or negative intentions, they will also receive it back. This mystery is the secret that keeps the practitioner attentive, reminding them that each ritual must be performed with awareness, wisdom, and respect for life. A practical example. Imagine someone performing a protection spell for their home, asking that only positive energies cross the circle of the home. This act not only protects the space but also strengthens the spiritual connection, bringing more balance to daily life. By understanding and applying Wiccan ethics, the practitioner awakens to a deeper level of spirituality. And it is at this point that the heart begins to hear more clearly the call of the journey, the voice of the divine inviting us to move forward. There comes a moment when your heart starts to beat faster, as if whispering that there's something greater waiting to be experienced. This is the call of the spiritual journey. It comes not with noise, but with a gentle force that pushes you forward. Beginning Wicca is like remembering a secret that's always been kept within you, ready to be revealed. It's feeling that magic isn't just in the rituals, but in every breath, in every glance at the moon, in every connection with the elements. Those who accept this calling realize that life ceases to be a mechanical routine and becomes a dance with the sacred. Every step, every choice, every ritual becomes meaningful. Spiritual awakening is precisely this: the understanding that one is not separate from nature, but in harmony with it. By casting a circle, lighting a candle, or holding a crystal, one connects not only with the occult, but also with one's own essence. It's as if energy flows freely, bringing protection, healing, and abundance. The most beautiful thing about this journey is understanding that you don't need to have all the answers at the beginning. The secret is to begin, to allow yourself to learn from each experience, to trust that divinity and ancient wisdom will guide the way. The strength that emerges from this surrender awakens true power, and it's impossible not to feel that there are always more mysteries to be unraveled. After all, each step taken opens the way for new foundations, new discoveries, and new spells. And now, after walking through each foundation of the Wiccan journey, the big question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you keep it hidden as a hidden secret? Or will you truly begin your own transformation? Magic doesn't happen on its own. It awakens when you put it into practice, whether by setting up your sacred space, observing the moon, or writing your first spell in the Book of Shadows. Think, how long will you wait to seek balance, protection, and abundance in your life? How many moon cycles have passed without you allowing yourself to connect with spirituality? Perhaps the strength you seek isn't outside, but within, ready to be awakened. Divinity and the elements just need you to take the first step. And if this content touched you in any way, don't keep it to yourself. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and keep following, because there are still many mysteries, foundations, and secrets of white magic waiting to be revealed. Your spiritual journey has already begun. The question is, are you ready to continue?